Greetings, Commanders, and we are live. As mentioned in the stream's description, we're really here to just chat around and jump around, and it's a bit of a maintenance session, as many of you playing Elite will know. Every now and then you kind of like need to do one of these, jumping around, turning in missions, and trading materials, and maybe gathering a few high-grade missions, and all those things. Like,
treated me for 2 consecutive hours in bed.
what the hell is that? Wow. Fantastic ads. And I'm currently in the process of turning in 2 Hydra missions that were shared in a wing by fellow commanders of the Xeno Strike Force. As it so happens, it's very like from 3 different locations, so like I actually have to go to 3 different spots to turn them all in. But they're pretty lucrative because like these are Hydra missions, not diable Hydra missions, but still they're worth 29 million, almost 30 million credits, plus 10 units of grade 5 materials, which is probably the highest reward and the most interesting thing, at least for me, of these missions. I'm in a Phantom, which is a pretty chill ship that I've configured as effectively a taxi. This actually sports the new 64-ton corrosion-resistant cargo rack, although right now I'm flying empty. Invasions allow for these incredibly lucrative missions, which are just worth significantly more than anything, really. Should I get the reputation? Let's get the reputation, why not? And in this case, we're taking instead the grade 5 materials in addition to like the very significant rewards. Might as well turn in the data. I'm not turning in my, let's see what context we have here. Nothing of material significance. I also have a fine I need to pay, probably an interstellar factor, because I don't quite remember where I got this fine. I got it by bunking into some ships that were coming out of the mail slot while I think we were doing the community goal. So it might be actually in the community goal area, but like I don't find that it's kind of necessary for me to kind of like head all the way there. Unkteti. Let's see if I can spell that correctly as far as our next destination is correct. Unkteti. Was that it? Yeah, I got it. Wow, also kind of really not close by. That makes it easy. Can we jump straight? We can jump straight. Ah, even better. The one thing that the Super Cruise Overcharge drive really has made a big difference is in getting out of gravity wells. Because it's like one of the slowest things. Like when you're kind of accelerating away from the gravity of a planet, it used to take forever. Now, like with the SEO boost, you just kind of whiz away. Let's see, Barbuy Vision and Fluorine Prospect. Oh, this is a space station. And Fluorine Prospect instead is an on-foot settlement. Well, so ground port. Alright, here I might have overdone it a little bit. It's nice every now and then to kind of not be on edge and be super focused on doing some crazy fight or a hyper-coordinated wing instance. There's a time and place for that, but every now and then there's time and place for just jumping around and chatting away. After I turn in these 2 missions, I will probably see if I can get an interstellar factor. Unless I'm lucky enough to get an interstellar factor at one of the stations I'm already heading at, which is unlikely, but you never know. Interstellar factors allow you to pay off bounties that you have on you, so long as your notoriety is 0, from anywhere in the galaxy at like a 25% premium, which is really nothing. If you consider the fine in the first place is like 650 credits. Now on this taxi, I have surface scanner, which is handy for when you're going to places where you need one. A wake scanner, which allows me to collect wake data while I'm doing other things. And then the rest is kind of broadly utilities. Like I have a collector limpet controller that I use for HEs, but I don't really, I wasn't really planning on kind of doing HEs right now, but rather turning in some of these missions. I might see if we find an HE, we might as well kind of grab some of the stuff, but without the typical relogging process that come with HEs. HEs are high-grade emissions, in case you're not familiar with the acronym. Alright, let's see what we got here. Search and rescue, combat, black market. Alright, no factor, which is fine. Turn in this wing mission. Somehow it's making me wait a humongous amount of time. There we go. Should we get reputation? We're already friendly. Might as well. Never know when. Kind of like that reputation may come in handy as far as the missions you may want to be picking up. Alright, now we need to go to Fluorine Prospect, which is I think around here somewhere. Well, 120 light seconds away. So not particularly far. And I'm reading the chat, so if you kind of want to ask questions or just want to chat away, feel free to post in the YouTube chat, which I have open in front of me, and I will definitely keep an eye on what you're typing. This is a get out of a gravity well example. When you, ooh. Well, now I was looking at the chat a little bit too long. See, I actually stage settlements. I wonder if we disable settlements, if it still shows us. No, you have to leave the settlements on. It's annoying because it doesn't really distinguish between settlements you can land at versus settlements where you can't. Oh, you can see it from the icons, but you can't actually have a filter do that for you. This system is in Fargo recovery, so most of the settlements still check out as abandoned. Once recovery completes, they will become regularly repopulated. Note I am not turning in the almost 13 billion in bonds that I have in my back pocket because I want to first gain rank with Zachary Hudson so that I'm able to multiply the bonds. I don't think I'm going to do a bond dabbling, which I had done back in the day when I had 35 billion bonds stored up. because it takes quite a bit of time to do it. But I will do the 20 or 30% increase because that's very quick to do, and again, it's worth, in this case, it's going to be worth something between 2 and 5 billion, so it's totally worth it. 07 Sparger Brewing. Welcome to the stream. This is a situation where night vision comes in handy, although I have to say I'm not a big fan of night vision. I find it more confusing than helpful in most scenarios and circumstances. So I'll generally keep it off. Like the one situation where night vision actually is handy is if your canopy got blown, you generally lose your HUD. But if you turn on night vision, your HUD comes back. So it's a way to kind of use your HUD when your canopy is broken. That's a pretty handy trick. And this should complete the overall missions that we have to turn in. And the next step is to figure out where an interstellar factor is, which funnily requires going to Inara, because in-game it's practically impossible to find. So where is the search nearest? Where are we? Unktete? Unktete? Let me sure I pronounce this star system name correctly. Unktete. 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 There we go. Near star system, interstellar factors. There you go. So, interstellar factors, plenty of stuff, like, well, that's abandoned. All right, health-rich stuff. That's where we're gonna go next in the system. And I'm about to type into my navigation system. And I'm not human. Welcome. You just started playing this game last week, and I've been up all night playing it on occasions. All I know, with few rats, I'm tired of you already. Wow, if you're tired of you in a week, is there a way to do missions with teammates? Yes, absolutely. Like, in fact, certain missions are actually designed to be done in wings. They're the ones that have this blue icon. You see the 3 dots on the mission icon. This basically signals that this is intended to be a wing mission. And then once it's complete, whoever owns the mission turns it in, and then every individual commander can go and reap the rewards of that mission. All right, 10 more. Modify embedded hardware. So I think I got a good number of those. Let me see if I can find one here to give you an example. Like these are... Ooh, they say they're hard for me. Wow, that must be scary. These are all spec op contracts. 50 million is the maximum value a mission will go without it being an AX mission. Double Hydra missions will go up to 62 million. But these are generally very hard. Like they'll ask to kill like stuff that needs an engineered ship or some very good degree of skill to handle. So anyway, we're not even in a combat ship, so we're not going to be doing that. Let's see just if I could find wing-based mission, but they don't seem to kind of pop up today for me. Oh, there you go. This is one. This is a mission that can be picked up and can be shared in a wing. And again, everybody gets the rewards if they turn it in. They pick their own rewards. And here, it's like, there should be more. Oh, there's AX reactivation mission. This is so interesting. I was looking for these a while back. Let me actually type that following prospect in Unctity system has reactivation missions, because like these are kind of like annoying to find. FYI, ASA, flooring, prospect, and that UNC TT system has AX reactivation missions in case anyone is interested. And these generally reward on-foot mats because these are on-foot missions. There's a lot of AX reactivation missions. Wow. All kind of going to the same spot in many cases. Huh. Quite interesting. Anyway, we're not going to be doing those. So, again, did we chart a course already to wherever we're going? No, I don't think so. So this our next system is going to be Tamanja, which is actually very near, very close. And I think we should be kind of good to jump again now. Let's see if there's some wakes worth scanning up here while we launch. I don't see any white trails, so presumably not. Doesn't look like a busy port by any means. Let's get some altitude so we are out of the mass hawk zone, and we should be ready to jump as soon as this thing charges. See the name of the station. Health fridge shop. This one. Excellent. Super Cruise Assist and Autodock are just luxuries that, honestly, it should be. I mean, it's high time that they should be integrated into flight computers at this point in time. Like, I just don't understand why they are not integrated in the main flight computer. I still have night vision on. Alright. I mean, even right now, you can enable or disable auto dock, auto launch, and even auto land. So this is something that you could easily keep on the ship and disable as you see fit. Personally, I disable auto land because I like the degree of control I have of like figuring out where exactly to land. Although I have to say, auto land can be convenient if you need to land in rough terrain and the ship can't really manually find a proper spot to land. The auto land feature can pull you down in kind of rougher terrain that you'd normally be able to land by yourself. The team beacon is an interesting feature because, like, I mean, if you're in a team, you generally want the team to be able to find you. So I guess you can turn it off, but I can't really think of a scenario where you would want to turn off your team beacon. I mean, get out of the team if you don't want the team or whoever is on the team to kind of like get a hold of you. Again, probably somebody thought this through and saying, why would this be a feature? But I honestly don't understand why kind of it is a feature. I personally never turned it off. In fact, it used to be that in Legacy, the team beacon defaulted to off and you actually had it to manually turn it on, which is really annoying. Like, one of the things that is definitely improvement in Odyssey is that instead of team beacon defaults to on, as it always should have, probably. Alright, here's my crazy expensive 800 credit fine, which has been paid. And let's see, there's our thing, social rescue, ministry, common one, nothing of interest here. So this should be much cleaner. Yes, now we have just the bond. So that's pretty good. And there's a couple of wakes. Might as well go scan them since we're out here. And then I think I'm pretty well stocked in terms of materials. Like, the one thing I might do is I might head to the very caustic remains of Titan Indra and see if I can actually finish stocking up on caustic crystals, since it's by far the fastest way to stock up on caustic crystals, and the state of a Titan only lasts for a week before the caustic starts to dissipate, but the rewards and materials that are gathered are also significantly decreased at that stage. Data mine wake exceptions. That's like the lucky roll. Like, data mine wake exceptions over grade 5 of these materials, and they're actually pretty rare. Like, you could kind of scan for like half an hour and not get one. So like getting one is pretty good. Extending hyperspace trajectory I think is a grade 4. So like these are pretty good data pulls out of those. These are materials that are necessary to engineer frameshift drives, so they're actually relatively common, or common use. So this is the kind of activity that you kind of like, again, if you wanted to do in bulk, you kind of just stick around and keep doing. But it's like just too boring, honestly, so like... So what do we say? Oh yes, we're heading back to our carrier, which is right next to our friend Titan Indra. So it is some 4 jumps away, which is fine. Was there another wake to scan? Yeah, there's another wake to scan. Let's get that wake too. Oh no, that's not a wake, but this one. Long range scanners, at least the one I have engineered, has a range of 9.8 kilometers, so like very, very long range. Actually, sorry, 8.9 kilometers. And it kind of, again, lets you scan most wakes in the instance without even having to move, so it's kind of convenient. Now I had to move here because I was on my way out. This guy looks like he was gonna jump, so I was gonna say he's gonna leave a wake right behind it, so again, a good time to scan it. Now, besides actually giving you data, for which like scanning wakes is actually handy, the fact of scanning wakes is more or less functionally useless. I mean, in the original game, you used wake scanners to chase your target to a different system, especially on assassination missions. However, in the original game, different ships actually had different transit times for their jumps. So smaller ships actually got from system A to system B much faster than larger ships. Larger ships instead could take like 4 times the amount of time to get from point A to point B, which made the wake scanner handy because like you could scan where a big ship was going and then get there before the big ship arrived, and then kind of ambush them when they emerge from the hyperspace portal. And Elite Dangerous, that's obviously not the case because everybody jumps at the same speed in kind of real time. And consequently, that doesn't matter. So it's like a nice inhabited system. I was lucky to be able to get myself a parking spot right next to Titanindra, so my carrier is conveniently positioned right next to it, like 0.1 light seconds from it. I like to check the system map of systems I just passed through to see if there's anything that looks like a water world or something interesting otherwise. As, why not? I mean, can't hurt to get those scans, but if it's just like icy planets or rocky icy worlds, then don't even bother scanning them. I've been doing a bit of exobiology with my dolphin a while back. One, because I'd never had done exobiology, and I was kind of interested to kind of learn a little bit about how specifically it works, like not just the mechanics or basic mechanics, but also like how an exobiologist thinks in the game, if you will, which is new to me and interesting. But also because, like, very vainly, I wanted to get myself one of these blue Artemis suits, which is rewarded once you reach a certain level in exobiology. So I got all the way to taxonomist. Same with warrior. Like, warrior is the rank that unlocks the silver helmet for the dominator suit, which is yeah, it won't load while we're kind of like in witch space, but can pull it up. Once we get closer to our destination. Alright, this is Titanindra. My carrier is somewhere around there. Again, it's kind of annoying that you can't just pull up your own carrier and you have to filter them all to be able to see yours. But it is what it is. Alright, it's 3 final light seconds away, so it's like time for some nice hopping. Now, this is not the Python Mark II, so it's not the kind of ship that has the stability and fuel efficiency designed to use a super cruise overcharge drive, so we're actually going to have to do kind of 2 taps of it to get there in a reasonable amount of time. We kind of sort of, I don't know if we overshot here. We're kind of close to being able to get there. If we overshot, we overshot just by a tiny bit. Hey Alex MG, how are you? Yeah, we did overshoot, but we overshot by a negligible amount. Like, it's always hard to tell, like, whether your carrier is above or below the rings. In this case, it's like on this side of the rings. I managed to see it while I was kind of getting on my way here. Kind of going a little bit too fast, so I might end up slamming into a planet, which might not be nice. But we shall see. Or I might be actually able to kind of like get myself to super cruise assist myself into. And yep, I got it. That was quite the maneuver. And we're here essentially to change ships into my scavenging ship, the Imperial Clipper. And see if we can finish gathering up the caustic crystals that I wanted to fill up on. I'm almost full. I think I'm at 130 or something, like, so it's not gonna take long unless we get really bad luck. Caustic crystal at 135. So we need 15, so we need to find 5 caustic crystals, which again, we'll see what our luck is, but it shouldn't take too long. Yes, exactly. I'm doing some elite chores and stocking up on mats. I turned in some missions. I cleaned up my transaction pad. Like, but again, I mean, we've done scavenging hunt not too long ago, so a lot of folks on here are going to be familiar with it and will have already seen it. But for those who haven't, it's actually a really remarkable location, especially when it's like in its just exploded state that we are going to be visiting now. I'm not going to fill up entirely Olympus because, for one, I don't actually need them all, and for two, I'm going to need to dump them to make space for other stuff if I do decide to gather other stuff in addition to the caustic crystals, like the Titan Drive components and the like. So no point in filling up all the way with limpets. Well, we're very close, but we're kind of like pretty much straight across the planet, so we will use Super Cruise Overcharge to get there faster after we get into Super Cruise. I think, by the way, by now the carriers have filled up all the spots around here, but there's still spots in the system, I think. Alright. Still not exactly spot on clean, but at least we got sort of reasonably closer. Yeah, lots of carriers around here. And then a bunch parked not too far, I think, at the main planet or something. Kind of curious to see now. 14. There's actually space for one. There's like 16. And then 16 at the intersection and a bunch of other carriers and all kind of other places around the system. No, I'm in the Xeno Strike Force private group, so if you want to come... Whoa, I'm going a little too fast. Oh, I made it. If you want to come over in the next 15 minutes or so, come on over. Again, that's a Xeno Strike Force private group of Commander Xeno Strike Force. Alright, let's deploy our hard points. Get a collector limpet, or maybe two. Alright, should be start seeing something. There you go. I think I start seeing some of the shiny stuff down over there. Yep, it's coming into view. This is what people call the Titan Graveyard. It's the remains of the exploded Titan Indra. It has two sections. It has a section with sort of bigger debris, which is the one we're heading to right now. And then it has a separate section out there, I'm pointing to it now, which instead has more fragmented debris. It's caustic, but the caustic is very light. You can out-repair it simply using 5D repair limpet controller or better. Xeno Strike Force, if you haven't heard of it, well, the name is in the upper left of the stream. It's the same concept as the Anti-Xeno Initiative private group. It's an auto-accept private group, so if you send a request on your social tab to Commander Xeno Strike Force to join their private group, you will automatically be accepted and then you can join. And yes, it is a separate PG. Now, I have filtered out pretty much everything here except for things I do want to pick up, which are Titan Droid components and caustic crystals. So that's why you kind of don't see very much stuff here, even though it's kind of full of caustic goodies. Note this ship is very cold. It's designed to remain at or below 20% heat so that hostiles don't detect you and leave you alone for the most part. Every now and then you will fly close to something, and if that is the case, then they might still aggro you, but like, it doesn't happen very often. The scythe tissue sample. Scythe tissue samples are pretty easy to acquire if you're after them, so like it's not the kind of thing I particularly care to gather while I'm here. I could be boosting and using my beam laser to stay cold. I'm doing it now. Note, not all items are actually shootable from a thermal vent standpoint. Not everything will cool you. There's like some pieces that for whatever reason don't really register as solid and consequently will not cool you. Just keep an eye on your temperatures if you're using a thermal vent beam to cool. Wreckage component, corrosive mechanism, deep tissue sample. Metalloys. Metalloys are not even corrosive. You can pick them up. They're actually quite handy for a set of activities. From obtaining the 16-ton corrosion cargo rack as an unlock to making a Fargoid bobblehead like the one you see at the bottom left of my screen. All the way to summoning additional interceptors. If you feed an interceptor 5 meta alloys, it will summon an additional Cyclops. That's something not a lot of people actually know. Alright, let's see. We got vessels, Fargoid vessels. Target resin. The thing about this instance is also the more people join, the more rewards spawn. So it's actually handy to do this in a group because it spawns a lot more stuff than then everybody kind of can gather, especially if people are after different things. It makes it really convenient to sort of do this in a group. There's a Fargoid sensor. Maybe we'll pick that one up. Kind of lost it now. Oh, there's scouts there. Let's see how, like, if they actually caught my tail. I don't think so. Alright. Every now and then you have to kind of empty your caustic sinks because they fill up. But as you saw from this little experience, it took a very long time. We lost that Fargoid sensor, which is fine. There's like a dime a dozen anyway down here. Hello, Ingrois Reaper. Hello, Michael Vale Ferreira. Oh, I lost this. The asteroids in the graveyard cool your ship, but the ones in the Titan, I don't know what the asteroids here cool your ship. No, that's an interesting find. Huh. Very interesting. Now we're starting to get a kind of amount of attention, right? Like caustic tissue sample. Oh, there's something here. Caustic crystal. There you go. That's what we're looking after. And we need 5 of these, and this is the first one. Open our cargo scoop so our Olympic can do its thing. We approach it. Oh, we got attention though. We got a scout on our tail now. I was gonna say I'm gonna pop a heat sink, but I kind of realized I don't have heat sinks, so I'm not gonna pop a heat sink. I'm gonna just tank the damage and let the scout do its worst before turning around and saying, well, I can shoot too. I can hurt you more than you can hurt me. But now I don't want to sustain a fight versus those scouts, so I'm gonna skedaddle and sort of move back to kind of the other side of the instance. Well, the good thing about having a pretty significant filter, which filters out most everything, is that the things you actually are looking for will immediately pop out as white rectangles on your screen. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's a lot of asteroids in here. I think those are all meaty chunks of a Titan. I think these are asteroids though on the other side, or are they meaty chunks? I'm not sure. Oh, this one it looks like I'm actually kind of like damaging it. I don't know if it's a roid or if it's like no. I think these are. It's unclear if these are meaty chunks or asteroids. They kind of like glow like if they were asteroids. But I think Alex might be right. These are intended to be meaty chunks rather than asteroids. They're greenish. Yeah. I think are they asteroids or not? Should get a pulse wave skin. They don't show up as asteroids, by the way. Like at that range, you would see them as asteroids. So I think you're right. They're not asteroids. Alright, let's see if we can find another one of those crystals or type by. Woo! Ouch. By the way, we'll pop a collect. Actually, I have a decon selected, but I have it because I was getting out of the cloud the other day, and I set it that way. But I actually want our repair limpet set here. I'm using a universal limpet controller on the clipper, which I find is so nice. Tight and dry component. Cool. These are incredibly rare. They're the rarest material in all of the instance. And I'm going too fast. But hopefully my limpet is able to keep up. Cool. There's another one. Did I just say they were the rarest? They are the rarest, but it's very uncommon to find two in a row. Right. These are cargo components, but these are generally, again, we don't really know if we ever gonna. I mean, we had a community goal to turn these in. I don't know if they'll ever come in handy again, but if they will turn to be handy again, they're gonna be incredibly painful to gather. So having them won't be a bad thing. A little bit like tactical core ships. Tactical core ships were incredibly easier to gather when they came out than now. So I'm glad I actually stocked up reasonably on tactical core ships when they were still easier to gather. I think we are almost full on caustic. Yeah, we are. So those get out of the way. Is that a solo scout? Kind of stuck over there. Those are pulses of size, those green bubbles that you see here. Like if I wasn't anything closer to like a decent combat ship, I might want to engage those here, but I don't. This is the remnants of a dead interceptor. I find this thing super cool. And by the way, it doesn't cool you up. All around the Titan, by the way, there's like these spots that you can shoot, and they will kind of like spawn out some materials that then you can gather. I think I have an abrasion blaster. Yep, I do. But I need to switch modes to use it. There we go. And then you can gather them with your collectors. I first need to sort of like de-unselect them, and then my Olympus will go and do their thing. Again, there's vast anticipation of there being a community goal where people are expected to go and gather all this stuff. Alright, gather stuff here. That's a bone fragment thing. There's like a cyst pearl somewhere. Oh, I see it there. Like, this is the second of the free materials out here. Like, these shoot out cyst pearls or whatever those things are called. Cyst specimens. Cyst specimens. Again, I need to tell it to unignore these. I mean, these generally you don't need to ignore because, like, if you don't explicitly shoot them out, they will never appear. But if you're in a group, like, other people might be shooting them, which kind of like, again, means they do appear. Hey, Sex Smile. Glad to have you with us on the stream. Again, the pulsing sound you hear is Fagot scythes that are pulsing, looking for biocapsules. That should be the third one. I don't know if that's a bone structure still, or if it's like a the organ one. Yeah, the organ samples. This is the third material. Like with those, I basically collected them. I will have collected them all. Remove it. There we go. Limpet, go do your thing. Should probably turn external lights on to actually see stuff. Well, not. Maybe night vision too. Oh wow, night vision makes it look pretty cool. Look at the structure with night vision of this thing. Very cool. There's lots of scouts at this point around here. But again, I'm running very cold, so they kind of like don't really see me and tend to ignore me at this point. More anomalies coming in. Alright, I think we gathered some of this stuff. Ooh, wow. The, like, night vision actively confused me there. Use my beam to go cool. Alright, we are very, very cold now. Let's skedaddle around and see if we can find again more caustic crystals, which is the main thing that we're here to gather. Yeah, oh, we have interceptors too. Hello, interceptors. That is a Cyclops. You can tell it's a Cyclops based on the fact that it has 4 hearts. You can tell it has 4 hearts because it has those 4 dashes right next to its 100% hull value to its left. So even at this distance, even if you don't have a clear visual, you can tell the kind of nature of the interceptor. Using the detail scanner gives you like the actual information, but it's generally not necessary. Once you have that information, you know what variant it is. Again, it's if you have a good combat ship, like a ship with mod shards or Gauss, taking down the Scythe Hunters is actually pretty cool. But with just 2 multi-cannons, this ship can take them down, but it takes a little while, and then you do take some kind of damage and have to repair it. So kind of like hasn't seen me yet. This interceptor is kind of ignoring. It's going somewhere else. When it curious where it's going to somewhere down over there. You go do your thing. I'm going this way. All right, we are full with caustic sinks. I'll dump those out. I don't think they changed anything, Sergey, regarding interceptors. It might be something, have something to do with being rusty, but they, at least from what my experience is right now, they haven't changed anything as far as interceptor behavior and statistics are concerned. But tactics have changed. I mean, the most significant change in tactics has to do with the war, and it's well publicized by FDev and explaining that now a lot of systems will skip the alert phase and go straight to invasion, which is actually a great thing because everybody loves invasions. It's actually really fun to fight at invasion. It's great to get missions at invasions, which then you can turn off for some of the best materials in the game. Like there's a lot of good things to be had as far as invasions are concerned. Ooh, wow, ouch. I kind of like nicked that dead interceptor. This tends to go a lot faster when again you're in company because of the multiplication of the spawn aspect that I was mentioning earlier. Look at the lighting though, it's just beautiful, stunning. I like to come here just for the views. Like even if I'm not actively kind of like needing to gather something, just coming over and checking it out is kind of really cool. And we're back at 100% hull, which is always nice. Keeping an eye open for any crystals or... So I wasn't actively looking for meta alloys, but since it's coming straight my way, might as well gather it. annoying thing is you have to go really slow if you're gonna doing it manually like I'm doing it now. Like 40 meters per second is the maximum you can swallow these things. Oh wait, the Clipper has a weird, like, also cargo scoop that is sometimes kind of like, ugh. Looks like you kind of scooped it, but you didn't really. And now I didn't, I just slammed it. That was obviously intentional. Appreciate the jeeks and greetings, thank you. Updating Guardian MRPs that are marginally better than human ones to replace in the ships that have some power available. I mean, that's always handy. I have to say, I've become a non-user of Guardian module reinforcement packages because they have marginally better integrity than human ones, have the power issue, and if you want to use them in Titan space, you need to get them engineered, which is like a combination of annoying things. That's my second crystal. There you go. 2 down, 3 to go. Which is, again, just deeply, deeply annoying and in so many different ways. Yeah, invasions tend to be done pretty quickly. Like, they'll last Thursday and Friday evening, and sometimes a few of them survive into Saturday, but not many, and not often. Still a lot of other things to do, but like invasions again are quick to go down. Alright. Get rid of this caustic. We got 2 caustic crystals down, 3 to go. This is the clops we were talking about earlier. And yes, they are super fun. Yeah, aggression of Targoids versus Guardian Fighters has always been weird. It was weird even before the change. If you had a mothership and an SLF and the interceptors was aggro to the mothership, it would never switch aggros to the SLF. We actually exploited that behavior to take down a Targoid Cyclops just with 2 SLFs. Basically, one led the interceptor on a wide loose chase, and the other one kept shooting the interceptor that kind of never turned around and never adjusted its behavior. Ooh, something else here. I have a video somewhere on my channel. Try a component, nice. It was kind of a lame fight, to be honest. It's nothing glorious or anything. After they changed the aggro dynamics, yes, they now will target SLS, but it do take a moment in staring at them before they shoot them, which is again is kind of weird. Will we have time? Will we have time to break the Titan before July 25th? My vacation is ending. It's sad and sad. No, we will definitely not be ready to attack Titan Thor before July 25th. It will be late August or early September when Titan Thor becomes vulnerable. Yeah, again, invasions are fun, so I'm actually glad to see a lot of people participating because they are a really fun activity. They're very rewarding also. Oof, I should not have boosted without the beam. Let's get the beam to stay cold. I feel a big temptation to actually shoot that scythe down, but I know if I do it, like, I'm gonna regret it, so I'm probably not gonna do it. I might still do it. Ooh, interceptor is coming straight this direction, see if I can manage to not be seen. Yep, it did not see me, which is nice. It's going somewhere else. we were very, very cold, so interceptors have a hard time detecting you at this heat level. Let's see if there's like overdrive components or crystals we can pick up. Yeah, I mean, the ability to repair and especially the ability to rearm, at least for me, while being in a combat zone is just so handy. Modified shard cannons work extremely well if scythes are not around, but even if scythes do show up and you need to repair them, you know, we have repairs right there available for you. Oh, that's a caustic crystals. All right, 3 or 5. Come over here. Hey, Rayman Games. Rayman was among the other content creators that encouraged me to apply to the Elite Partner Program, which I have done belatedly 2 days after they announced this batch of creators. I completely kind of like missed the memo that there was an intake more or less in this period. So now I have put in an application, although I don't know if it'll be considered now or if it's something that will have to be considered in the next batch coming December or the winter anyway, whatever the winter timeline is going to be. Either way, we'll continue to create content and hopefully help people out a little bit with this pretty cool game. Managed to do a reasonably good job of staying away from hostiles while we kind of like explore and tag around. See if we can pick up some more materials while we're at it. Maybe from one of those. I think that's assist. Let's see if like my eyesight doesn't betray me. No, it doesn't. There it is. Splash. I do need to collect limpets again, though. A Mech and Charlie. Which is the Mech and Charlie? The Cyto Charlie? With Gauss or with shards? I think with Gauss, right? Because they're trying to do Astrea, if I remember correctly. Rayman, right? Thank you, Sergey. It's very kind of you to say. I appreciate it. It really means a lot. Thank you. Let's see what else we got around here. Let's go to this other one down here. Again, I don't really need any of the materials that are available here because there's no known use for them, but it's the kind of thing that, like, again, I feel it's probably going to be easier to collect. That's another assist. Show me something that... There we go. Limpets, go to your thing. This is a clipper. This is the so-called Titan Grave Robber clipper. It's a scavenging ship, which is very, very fast. It's very, very cold. So, and it has a universal limpet controller plus a 64-ton corrosion-resistant cargo rack. So it's, I want to say, the ideal ship for scavenging. I'm a big fan of the ship for scavenging. It's also capable of holding its own in combat if it needs to kind of like slap a Cyclops or a few scouts. It can. Wow, that was close. Did it see me? No, didn't see me. Cool. As you can tell, I'm not very experienced with the abrasion blaster. Huh. Parker is asking if the Orca is a good ship for this. You know, I haven't thought about it, but I think it actually might very well be a good ship for this. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think the Orca is a good ship for this too. The thing is, I don't have a lot of experience with the Orca, so it's hard for me to say exactly how I would kit it. But based on what I know about its internals and its performance, yeah, it's gotta be a good ship for it. I agree. Definitely more stylish. Oh, the Clipper is still pretty stylish, but the Orca is very stylish. Thank you. Yeah. I know you're kind of pointing out I'm like missing a static tiger. Is this guy coming to check me out? I don't think so. No, it's flying behind me. I actually don't know where it's going. So where is that limpet going? Oh, that was a repair limpet that dropped off. That's why. Let's see if I could capture them, get more of the, not the cyst specimens, because I got those. I got a lot of those. But the other two, that one, this thing here. The organic membrane that spits out organ samples. There you go. There's another one up there to the right. I can see it. Actually, there might be two of them, or not. It's hard to tell with night vision. Like, no, those are not. Those are not. It's actually hard to tell. Also, like, hard to tell. Period. Right. But I think that one at the top might be what I'm looking for. Maybe. Assist, bro. Uh-oh. Ouch. Ouch. These are hard because like these totally blend in, so it's like, again, I don't want cyst specimens. I want though this one, organic membranes. I think I blasted my coactive limpet on the. Let's pop a few more. We got limpets for ages anyway. Too low, I think, to kind of launch them. There we go. I kind of like don't like covering those things down there. Might be still kind of too low. So they have like a specific pattern they want to fly in to come back to your cargo hold, and they're kind of basically don't have collision avoidance once you do that. Which means they kind of kill it, kind of end up dying. No, there's no use for bone fragments or organ samples yet, but there's a guess that they might do community goal or something along those lines for that. The Python can work too for the graveyard, yeah, absolutely. In most ships that you can make called, Even the Mamba. Well, the Mamba has pretty crappy internals, so I don't know why we use the Mamba, but the Python and the Crate, yeah, you can definitely use both of them. Alright, I think we gather this stuff. For whatever reason, the ship doesn't want to gather this organ sample, so let's see if we can gather it manually. Not really. Not even manually. Never mind. We will ignore this one then. Let's see if we can find some of the crystals that we're looking for. Oh, like there's... Since there's like an interceptor there, let's go this way instead. Let's see if we can find more drive components or more caustic crystals, which is what we came here to look for in the first place. Now we're starting to run low on caustic sinks, but I mean we can use decons, we can use repair lane pits. We're not getting shot at, so it's totally fine. Like even if we run out of caustic sinks, it is not an issue in the least. A nice thing on the outskirts to see I can actually avoid some of the interceptor. You're partially using my builds. That's great. I mean, they're all reference builds. Like, you know, they're meant to provide exactly that, a reference. Like, people should feel free to adapt them as they see fit for whatever works for them. They are builds that have been tested extensively so that we can say, hey, if you build exactly this, this will work because we tried it and it works. Because like sometimes like some builds are really finicky as far as like actually working. This is not working. I mean, particularly the Python Mark II is super finicky, especially in its shielded variant that want to stay cold. It's like incredibly tight build that's like has 0.5% of power grid to kind of play with, and that's it. So that build you kind of need to kind of really stick tight to. But things like, for instance, the Titan Killer Crate, I mean, those are a lot more relaxed, and there you can kind of, you know, change them out to kind of however you like, and they will still work pretty well. Wow, thank you, Sergey. Very much appreciate it. Trying to do the hearts on my mobile phone. I'm not sure. I think I'm doing it. I might end up doing it 20 times. Which still, like, shows the appreciation either way. Thank you. Warbuck is asking me to go over about my keyboard setup. Having trouble orbiting my interceptors and fingers get all twisted. Yes, I'm happy to. I actually have a video about how to configure mouse and keyboard for interceptor combat. Like if you search my channel and search mouse and keyboard or how to configure controls or something like that. Like otherwise, like, you know what? Actually, let me kind of like alt tab and find that for you while I'm at it. Let me just dig it up, and I will post it in the chat. Because that video has some exercises that are really helpful as far as how to configure controls for mouse and keyboard, and it makes a night and day difference. I mean, everybody who's gone through it tells me that, like, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe I was like flying without actually trying this and configuring my controls this way. It was a game changer for, like, this is the video, I just posted it in the chat. In the meanwhile, I'm still looking for crystals while chatting away and see if there's other things here. Not much, actually. How much do we have in terms of like cargo while we're at it? We have, we're almost full because we picked up a lot of the firewood materials from this thing here. Those are more assists. Let's see what we got here. Does this weird sound when you're close to it. It's kind of spooky. Have I kind of already zapped this thing? I might have already zapped it. No, I have not. Good. Let's zap it up. Plop. Alright. Wow, thank you. Thanks again. And I'll do more of this heart thing or celebration thing. Like, um, so again, going over my controls, first and foremost, I think you can see my controls overlay on screen, right? I think I just refreshed it to make sure that it actually worked properly, which now it seems like it does. Like, and it's confirmed too. So let me go over my controls for a moment. So first and foremost, I have yaw and pitch on mouse, and I will fly occasionally with FA on and occasionally with FA off. Like, it depends on like what I'm trying to do. Like, I actually do Titan bombing with flight assist on for a number of reasons, which are complicated actually. But most interceptor combat I will be doing with flight assist off. There's a number of reasons why flight assist off is kind of desirable. I think the primary one has to do with the fact that if you're in flight assist on, your backward speed is capped. So reverse speed with flight assist on doesn't actually allow you to go full speed, which is annoying if you're kind of trying to flak the swarm going reverse key or otherwise kind of like doing normal things that you do in AX combat. But, you know, besides that, I have roll on Q&E, as you can see here, which, I mean, it's pretty precise. Like, it's also something that even in FA off, right, you kind of like can adjust pretty precisely, like how you kind of like doing it. Like if you want to do a 180 roll and then kind of counter adjust, it's kind of very precise to do roll on Q&E, I find, right? And then I have thrust forward or accelerate on W and thrust back or decelerate on S. And then I have lateral thrust on A and D, right, which I'm kind of demonstrating here. Some people prefer to swap Q and E, so the roll buttons, and put the roll on A and D. That's perfectly fine. I find myself using roll less frequently, and as a result, I prefer having the laterals on A and D, which instead I use all the time. So, like, basically, if you do it that way, you have the key controls for like yaw, pitch, and lateral movement, and even roll, like all within like 6 keys and of each other on the left hand, and within no button press mouse for your right hand side, which is important because like pressing mouse buttons while trying to aim will throw your aim off. So you don't want to do that. You want to use mouse buttons, especially lateral mouse buttons, only for things that you generally don't use for combat. Right, so now we're completely out of caustic sinks, but it's okay, because again, our repair limpet will out-repair the damage that the caustic does. So, like, Kovas will keep, you know, complaining about it, but it'll be just fine. Have been flying a Charlie FA off, and I find the roll acceleration curve a little off-putting. Is it just me? Well, the Charlie, like the Chief, like all Alliance ships, are very responsive. So some people find them too twitchy. So if that's your experience as well, I mean, you should know you're not the only one who finds a Alliance ship to be very twitchy. But some people like them twitchy, so I personally like them to be pretty twitchy. But a lot of people don't, and I guess that's perfectly okay. Let's pick up a Fargate Heart while we're at it. Bonk. Ooh, too fast. Slow down, slow down. Bonk. Never mind. Never mind. That heart deserved to be destroyed. Thank you, Serga. Thanks again. Yeah, Yeah, again, back talking about my controls. So yeah, the key keys are those 6 keys, right? So there are Q and E for roll, there's W and S for acceleration, there's A and D for lateral thrust, and then I use my pinky, actually, moving my pinky up if I want to use a heatsink. I have the tilde key, I don't know what it's called on international keyboards, but like the very top left button, right to the left of a number 1, which is what I use for hand sinks, and moving up my pinky finger to hit it with my pinky finger on a more or less periodic basis. And then I use the spacebar for thrust down and control for thrust up. Like, if you do it this way, you kind of like hold your hand almost like diagonal on the keyboard, because that lets you hit with the pinky your heatsink, and let you use your middle 3 fingers for forward, reverse, lateral, and roll control, and it lets you use your thumb for down thrust. And I find that to be, you know, the sweet spot as far as the overall control is concerned. There's other keys you'll see on my setup, like subsystem plus and subsystem minus lets you move around subsystems, in particular hearts or firewoods if you're using a scanner. So those are kind of like to the side. You don't use them as often, but you're gonna need those keys, so they're there. The keys right below are flight assist off, which is Z, and obviously flight assist on and off is something you will be toggling in combat quite a bit. Then you have landing gear. Landing gear you can use in combat when you're kind of boost gearing. It's a very advanced technique. I have it there because I will use it, so I have trained myself to use it, but most people won't need it, so you can probably move your gear to wherever you want it, really. And then C, the button below D, is the combat mode, so switching between analysis and combat mode. Again, you don't particularly need that in combat very much, and it's kind of, again, a bit out of the way as a button anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then the V key I have for FSS, so for our kind of utility stuff. All the other stuff is far less important. Like I have T for target ahead, but I never use that because I kind of use my mouse button, my middle mouse button, as you can see here, to kind of like target ahead or to untarget. Like if you target ahead and then you target empty space and hit the target ahead, like it untargets. So that's just how I operate like targeting controls. But I can show you a proper fight if you like, with... Well, we got a Klops here. Well, we have Caustic, we're taking damage, probably not very wise to fight in this ship. We kind of like, by the way, got hit by a scout. Let's see if we can find something while we're out here again. Otherwise, we'll kind of go and, at the very least, restock things. So maybe we'll come back in a combat ship and see how things go in a combat ship. I just put the 64 ton cargo rack on my Chieftain as well. So my Chieftain is a slight variation of a meta ship, by the way, noting that I prefer lighter, faster ships. So I actually have a 1 medium 3 small Gauss double flak Chieftain, but it's my personal Chieftain variant. Again, not something I recommend. Like, use the meta chief. It's a tried and tested ship. Use the meta chief. Don't use the Meccan chief. Alright, let's get out. Let's see. Like, I don't think I've seen caustic crystals anymore, which is fine. Let's see where my car is. There it is. Alright, let's speed up. And let's also get us a decon while we're at it. Alright. Don't put your landing gear when tased by a Hydra. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna change a lot because, like, the Hydra already killed your boost if it tased you, but if you're trying to boost away after that happens, then yes, it's definitely not helpful. Did I answer your questions about my controls, Warbuck? Or are there other questions you have related to that? Repaired, but it didn't decontaminate me, so decontaminate me, please. The best time to put your landing gear down is when you are getting tased by... yeah. The thing about... yeah, the annoying thing about that is... obviously, it's the fact that it prevents boosting, right? So if you have your landing gear down, you're not going to be able to boost away, which can be painful. Actually, it's definitely painful if you're kind of like... Alright, we got rid of caustic, we're fully repaired, and we're hopping back to our carrier down there. We'll come back in a combat ship and see how our combat ship fares. Now my Charlie is in a configuration focused on ports, so it has no repairs. So I don't know if I should bring that one. Probably not. My Chieftain. Probably bring my Chieftain. Like, I think I only have a single caustic sink on it, but I think it's fine. Let's do some boost here. Yeah, and scavenging with a double deck bus like the Orca sounds really fun. All right. If we do take out the Chieftain, which I haven't flown in a long time, by the way, may want to make a few adjustments. Or what else we got? I'm thinking I have a crate with shards. Where are my mod shards? I have a conda with NPCs. Oof, that would hurt. Probably also hurt myself. Wonder, but that one has a bunch of caustic sinks. I wonder if I should bring my Spire's conda and see how that fares here. Like, I don't think it has premium ammo, so it's gonna struggle kind of giving clubs. It will panic shield him non-stop, which is annoying. My gunship is all shards. So the gunship would do well. It would kind of murder clubs. Ooh, yeah, I'm bringing my gunship. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I loaded up decently. I'm transferring what I picked up here, which is like a good number of like materials, but I'm still missing like 3 caustic crystals. So I think I'm gonna go back in, and I think my gunship by the way is also a no repair build. So no repair builds are kind of probably not ideal for scavenging, but it's also way too slow. So maybe the gunship is not the best idea. Oh, Tao, you're welcome. I fought that battle because it was a good battle to fight. Like, I wholeheartedly felt that they needed to make the change they made, and I'm actually really glad that they made the change because it's a good change. My Charlie has no repairs. My Chieftain. Let's see what I have on the Chieftain right now. I think I have Gauss on the Chieftain. I believe I have Gauss on the Chieftain. And I have a 60-ton rack because I put my 64-ton rack on the Python and on the 2N2S Chieftain. This is classic meta chief, actually. I don't know that this is probably the ideal thing for what we're gonna go be doing. So no. What else do we have that's like combat worthy? The Python is in a bomber configuration, so I'm not gonna bother it. The Charlie is repair. The Mumber is also in a bomber config. The Python is a passenger ship. The Clipper could do fine. Like, this is the one that hits the hardest, but the problem with the gunship right now is that it's so slow. It is so slow. We don't need a shutdown field neutralizer. Do we have another caustic sink launcher? Oh, let's just buy one. And then engineer it remotely, which is nice. And then what we got? Why do we have a shield on the ship? Why do we have a shield? Like, why did I ever put a shield on this ship? It's such a dumb thing. I don't need a shield on the ship. Do I have a repair limpet controller here? Should, yeah. Alright, let's do that. And then... Also, I don't know why I have Guardian Heart Reinforcement packages. Well, I think I know why I have them, but... Oh, these are, by the way, the military ones. There should be one that is not a military one, though. Which one is it? Oh, these are all military. All reinforcement package. So I can bring a 16-ton cargo rack. Anti-corrosion. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. Or I need to kind of like... Yeah, I'm not gonna be picking up more than 60 ton of cargo, so I think I'm gonna be okay. But this limits the kind of limpets I can bring, so I kind of limit how much I can stay there in the fight. Let's actually take the plunge and flip the 64-ton cargo rack to that ship. No, you don't need AGF in graveyards, Mikhail. There's nothing that fires a anti-guardian fields in graveyards, so you don't need AGF at all. You can use any weapons you want, and you don't need to shield them. Alright, let's go back to a gunship. Gunship, fun ship. This ship is it's a bit of a meme build. We'll see what it can do in action. It's it's quite the thing. You'll see. Sorry, wrong button here. Optional internal. This we flip with this, and this we change with this. All right, now we have good capacity for limpets and anything else we want. And now we're able to actually do what we need to do. We just need to engineer our... This I'm actually going to fill up almost entirely because we will be using them, I think. And then let's engineer our caustic sink, which somehow is under heat sinks, but whatever. That's a super dirt cheap thing. And we are good to go. You gotta restock it after you engineer it. Usually you do. Well, somehow we kind of apparently didn't have to. Where is the stocking market? Restock. Oh, I got them all somehow. I got them all. Mysteries. And then, do I need anything else? I don't need a scanner. I don't need anything in this ship. Like, this is... cool. Yeah. I have beams. I have caustic sink launchers. I need to put on a separate thing here, though. Just put both of them here. I don't need an additional fire group. And we are good. Well, I do need, actually... yeah, I got repairs here, so maybe I should put repairs here instead of the beams. Beams is on a single group, which is actually fine. Alright. I think we're good. Let's go. So what this ship lacks in speed, it makes up in just absolute ruthless and brutal firepower, as you will see in a little while. Good night, Alex. Sergey was asking, have you noticed that not all ships bought at the shipyard can be bought at the same shipyard? Every shipyard, I think, has its own modules that it sells. And by the way, I think it actually can sell out. there's a couple of exceptions, like Shinrata Ezra, the Founders World, where Jameson Memorial Station actually stocks them all, and there's an equivalent one in Colonia, although that one is actually more expensive, whereas his ships are available at Jameson Memorial at a discount. And then any intelligent advice on how to manage 200 stored modules besides buying T10s? Unfortunately, no. I buy T10s. That's how I do it. You know, the other thing that maybe is the only piece of intelligent advice is now carriers can stock actually a lot of useful modules, like the AX kit for carriers stocks enhanced anti-xeno weapons. And that means that you don't need to carry, for instance, shut on field neutralizer, enhanced scanners, enhanced gimbal weapons, and missile racks, because you can just buy them off your carrier. Similarly, if you get carrier stock for like MRPs and AFMUs, like all that stuff, you can just buy off your carrier's stock if you ever need it, which is what I do. So that eliminates the need to stock AFMUs of different sizes, MRPs of different sizes. Those are all modules that you don't engineer anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, you just buy them off the open market when you need them, and then sell them back to the market when you're done. And then every now and then you're going to be restocking your carrier in a carrier restocking system, but it's really not that frequent. I mean, talking 6 months apart or something like that. So that's what I do. Yeah, collision-resistant cargo racks are available. Well, 992 rounds as a first run is like below 200. It's not that bad, not half bad, I want to say, right? Like, it's a decent start. Like, and you kind of tend to improve quickly before you started slowing down. Like, Australia challenge, the accuracy challenge that Raymond Gaines is doing, requires taking down Medusa using 3 medium Gauss or fewer, which usually means 3 medium Gauss, and using no more than 175 rounds of Gauss ammo to do that, which I think, if I remember correctly, is 82% ammo efficiency on a theoretical minimum. So it's not easy. It's like it's challenge rank for a reason, and but there's a few tips and tricks to kind of do it. Like the Chally, the really beautiful thing of a Challenger is that it has 3 nose-mounted medium hardpoints, and the conversions of those 3 hardpoints at 1.5 kilometers is pinpoint precise. So it's like a sniper's dream. Yeah, I mean, every now and then people will come and buy mods from your carrier, and that's fine. You just hop on a carrier administration system and buy back. I mean, you're not making money. I don't know if you have a tariff. I don't have a tariff because I find the money you make off of carrier stuff kind of abysmal anyway, and it feels like you're nickel and diming people that are actually trying just to do something else in the game, and I don't like it. So I just disable like any fees out of my carrier, just go and restock every now and then, and it's not the end of the world. Yeah, you can boost orbit doing a shield phase. Absolutely. Plus, I don't know if you have Cyto scramblers on that ship, but if you do, like boost orbiting with Cytos and beams, and like the way I use it, by the way, is I have a fire group with Cytos and the beams, and I have 1 trigger for the beams and 1 trigger for the Cytos. And then if I am beyond 2 kilometers, which is the range of the Cytos, I just stay on my beams. If I end within 2 kilometers, I stay on the Cytos and I tap the beams. I stay on the Cytos because those do the most damage per energy. But I tap the beams because those cool me and keep me cold even when I'm firing the Cytos. You don't have enough distributor on the Challenger to fire both the beams and the Cytos at the same time. But you can stay on the silos and then tap the beams, and that will do the most damage and actually keep you cold. So that's how... Who's shooting me? What? So that's the thing about the ship, is it's not cold, so like I will be kind of like aggroed again and again and again by everything. But the good thing about this ship is that you can get aggroed, but like the moment something gets close enough, this happens. Oh, these are gimbaled. Oh, okay. I don't know why I have them gimbaled, but it's fine. They work. Oh, maybe I should put pips in weapon before I fire some of the most power-hungry weapons in the game. I think I know. Remember why I have them gimbal now. I have them gimbal because they cool off the best. That's why I have them gimbal. Boom. So now I'm kind of gonna empty my clip. Because like I want to have my clip empty for when I am actually engaging interceptors. I also need to repair myself because I kind of... Those scouts kind of hurt me. I also should have like repair info. I have repairs on number 2. I'm so not used to having repairs on number 2. That's why I'm so confused. There we go. Let's see. Like this runs premiums, by the way. Like I should also gonna... Oh, I should repair my modular repairs, but I don't have repairs. I didn't bring an AFMU, so I am not repairing my module repairs. So we got those scouts. I was gonna show you how to how this thing splashes Cyclops. Oh, something's coming in good. I was gonna say I want to show you how to splash a Cyclops. I need a Cyclops to show you, and Cyclops is coming, or something's coming. Might be a Medusa. Then I'm gonna show you something very different. All right. Oh, Scythes are down there. Good. I'll show you what this ship does to Scythes too. It's gonna speed up. The only thing that will deviate from my course is if I bump into a Thargoid crystal, then I will definitely kind of go after it. Alright, I forgot. Like, there's a joke running in the Xenostrike Force that I joke that Medusas don't exist in Titan Graveyards, even though they obviously do exist. Alright, so here are our friend Scythes, and I'll show you what this ship does to our friend Scythes. Okay. Come here. This is what it does to our friend Scythes. Look at this. Isn't this cool? Boom. We got a little spicy, but it's fine. To drop 2 Scythes like that, it's fine. See if we can actually see interceptor down here. Right now it feels like I'm keeping this instance clean all by myself. Although at some point things will start failing because, again, I did not bring an AFMU, or I completely forgot. Again, this ship is not really meant to do this. It's not meant for repairs. The scouts over there. annoying thing is, like, again, this ship runs very hot, so they're gonna see me from like halfway across the map, and they're gonna be on my tail eventually, which is annoying, but it's okay. Ooh, something here, something here. Crystal, 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 crystal. Ooh, Titan drive component. Okay, cool. Well, we'll pick that up still. Now, obviously, we don't have collect the limpet, so we have to scoop it up manually. But we did bring a corrosive, like, corrosion-resistant cargo rack, so we're good to gather it, assuming we don't crash into it, which I have been doing often. Oh, we got it. Miracle. Miracle. I really wanted to get an interceptor to show you, like, this ship versus an interceptor, but apparently they're not showing today. They're on strike. Or maybe they're watching the stream and saying, I'm not going there. I'm not going anything near that gunship. Getting mass from the corpse might call interceptors. Oh, this is interesting. Ooh, crystal, yay. Nice. Now, the other thing is, this ship, actually, I don't think it has long-range sensors. Does it have long-range sensors? It might have long-range sensors, but as you can tell, it doesn't have a longest range sensor, so you have to be pretty close for it to see things. I'm actually slowing down. I really don't want to crash into this one. I also need only 2 of these, and then I'm full, so... So I'm not all that familiar with cargo scoop of a gunship, so... Yeah. I grabbed it. Cool. Let's see if Alos is saying to get materials from the core, from the remnants of the Titan, and it might call up interceptors. So if we can find them, let's see if I can actually pop them up. There's a lot of scouts out there, and I think they're coming my way. Are they on me? It's hard to tell. Oh, shooting me. They do look like they're on me. No. So, I do run hot, but I do have the ability to cool myself, which I kind of need to remind myself of every now and then. And again, I could easily shoot those scouts down, but they're not worth the ammo that I'd be shooting them with. Alright, something's coming in. Don't have a visual, so it's hard to say where or when. The scouts are around me, but again, I don't think they've locked me yet. But they're gonna get real close, so they're gonna start shooting me pretty soon, I think. Yeah, there you go. The scouts have locked me in and are shooting me. I think I might have to be able to engage, because like I'm not gonna really be able to shake them. The ship is too slow. Yeah, I'll have to shoot them. Alright, let's do it. March shards are lethal at close range. They obviously lose a lot of effectiveness once you get sort of past their effective range, but also because the spread of the weapon itself makes it so that fewer pellets hit. Alright, what we got? We got nothing interesting. Again, I'm gonna empty my clip. And then empty my caustic sinks. So, I got nothing particularly interesting here. Just ejecting sinks left and right. Oh, there we go. We got an interceptor. Now, I can show you what this ship does to a Cyclops. Hey, Cyclops, come here. I'm here. Hello. Come say hello. I'm coming to say hello. Somehow it cannot get its attention, which is interesting. Because I'm shooting it. As you can see. Ah! Alright, there you are. Alright, come say hello to my face. Alright, here we go. This is what this ship does to Cyclops. Boom. I don't know that there is a Covis in Italian. Is there? Like, I don't think there is one in game. You might be able... I don't know if HCS voice pack actually has one in Italian. Like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. It's something I need to kind of look up. I think we are repairing it, put on. If something else is jumping in. Something's jumping in, but I can't quite tell where. I don't have a visual. This is the kind of thing where you can have probably easiest to kind of go to external cam and look around in external cam. Just to figure out, like... Oh, there they are, scouts. Oh, there. I don't think there's anything else, at least. Nothing, obviously. Yeah, it's just those scouts over there. Look at what a setting, by the way. Amazing. Also, I don't know why my cargo scoop is open. What does HCS do? What now? They're a voice pack for voice attack. They're basically a licensed company that does think about them as doing additional Covis. Some people would argue better than Covis, right? And they kind of blend, but you need voice attack to be able to use them because like that's a platform that they work off of. When you're running all Gauss on one trigger, the cycle time is 2.05 seconds or 2050 milliseconds, same thing. And it's 1250 milliseconds charge and it's 800 milliseconds reload for a 2050 millisecond cycle. So there's a berserker because like they just fired up caustic missile at me. Again, I'm not gonna use my... I don't know why I shot there. See, this actually cools me off. But I have scouts on my tail again, so I need to kind of deal with them, unfortunately. I was hoping to get some interceptors, but no, I got scouts. So let's do scouts. Fine. Scouts it is. Ooh, that was close, and I missed. Boom. So we can do it with just two shots on this one here so I don't have to. More scouts. Lots of scouts. Definitely have to empty my clip then. When the scout turn around, it shows your broadside. That's when like mod shots do by far the most damage. But at this range, you don't need it. I'm also using this to cool myself, so I don't have to use heat sinks while I'm firing at some silly scouts. Oh, this one went down in one shot somehow. I think this might be closer. Yeah, it's closer. Ooh, look at me, look at me. I got a good shot, but I don't think it's enough to kill it. Yeah. But now it's definitely dead. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you work with him. Like, so sorry if it looked like I was explaining something obvious. Alright, boom. Emptying the clip. Waiting for interceptors. And more repairs. I think we splashed everything that was spawning here. Again, haven't seen the final caustic crystal that I want yet. And this sink is almost full. Come on, show me another crystal. One more crystal. Or at least give me another clubs. It's too quiet here. And the one thing that it does demonstrate is that even alone you can keep this instance completely clear. Like, without even sweating it, to be honest. Like, unless you get maybe 2 medusas to show up, then yeah, you gotta start putting some effort. Where is the spawn? I didn't see it. I still don't see it. My scanners are clear. Don't see anything really. Oh, there they are. More scouts. Annoying. See if I can get out of their way and avoid having to deal with them, which would be nice. They disappear from my scanner, which presumably means that I'm gaining distance, which is nice. Oh yeah, my COVAS for this ship is in Portuguese. I try to get different languages of COVAS for all ships. I think it adds variety to the game, and it's kind of interesting to kind of hear the COVAS in different languages. It kind of also reminds me of what ship I'm in, because like I'm like, you know, I'm in my French COVAS. It means I'm in the Challenger. It kind of, my brain is tuned that way. Like. Alright. The Portuguese one is the gunship. Trying to see again if anything spawns. Fire storage gaps. I kind of wonder what sensors I'm using because I'm pretty clear I'm using some crappy sensors, but I'm not sure which sensors I am using. Oh, only I'm using grade 3 lightweight. Yeah, these are really crappy. Like almost all builds, with very few exceptions, would run long range sensors in AX. I have no idea why I have lightweight sensors on the gunship. But obviously it makes scavenging not ideal because I can't see anything as to where anything is around. It's like around here, so there's our friendly scouts, which are not friendly, but I mean they're over there, so we're gonna go in this other direction here. Also, the thing about the gunship is it's so freaking slow. Like, alright, we've kind of done a few of the things that we came to do with that gunship, so let's, you know, let's return the gunship back to base. I need to remember not to restock ammo when I do get there because I want to self-destruct in order to get my premium ammo back, which is ship carries. Ooh, is there something here? Caustic crystal! Yay! The final one, just when I was about to leave. Very nice. Slow down. Alright. And with this one, assuming I don't crash into it and destroy it, I will be full of all graveyard materials, which means I can finally also move my carrier. Probably move it back to the front lines around Titan Tor. Oh, a lot of the invasions are actually happening. Caustic Crystal full, yay! A lot of the invasions are actually happening around Titan Corhillo, actually, not Titan Tor, so it's a bit of a question. Does premium ammo fade when you swap the hardpoint to another ship? Yes, it does. Unfortunately, storing weapons does not preserve the ammo type of the weapon. If you store the ship, it's preserved. But if you store a hardpoint, you lose it. Gosh, this ship is slow. Now I have Titan drive component in the cargo hold, which is the only reason I'm not already self-destructing. Otherwise, I would do what we call fast travel, which is just blowing myself up. The rebuy on this ship is like negligible. It's like 5 million. Well, it's not negligible, but I mean, it's not worth my time. Let's put it this way. I was gonna say, am I the closest one? No, I'm not the closest one, but I'm one of the closest 5, so I'll still take it. See if I can match manual. Yeah, that was pretty good. Little boost. Got me where I needed to go. So again, I need to train myself that I'm not restocking, rearming anything. I am purely transferring cargo and then undocking. Pad 9. Bottom left. Too fast. Way too fast. Oh. Weird control things going on. I think I managed to transfer cargo the drive component. See how many we have. 18. It's a good number. Might as well kind of stock the limpets because we're about to blow up. So, all right, and then launch, and then self-destruct. There we go. Like 5 million for a whole load of premium ammo is like they're cheap. Like it's not even a question whether it's worth it or not. Like totally worth it. All right, we got our ammo back for the moderate price of 5 million credits. So as I was saying, it's time to move our carrier back to the front lines. The question is, where to for the front lines? As the front lines are ever shifting. Let's see. Titan Thor, 88 systems left. Still a while to go. And still quite the cloud surrounding it. Let's see. This is Invasion Counter-Strike. Oh, finally we have these. Like, these have been a rarity. They don't give out missions, but they allow for poor combat around Counter-Strike systems. And then there's Almar. Almar, is that an invasion? Oh, but it's done. It's complete, of course. Of course, complete. I think I gotta see if I park myself up around here. If there's any populated system around here, all the better. But even if it's not, even if there isn't, I think we're gonna be okay. This is another system, human controlled. All right, this one should be good. I don't have data, and I don't think I can buy it. So I just have to see if it's gonna let me blind jump into the system. It did. So there we go, 15 minutes, and we're gonna be over there. In the meanwhile, checking my balance and whatnot, like trying to figure out what's been going on here, because like there's something weird. Weekly upkeep. So I generally keep around 85 billion on the carrier, but it has gone down a bit. Trying to remember like what's going on here. Let's just transfer. Let's actually transfer the money here. So clean it up and keep 83 billion. So 235 million 884,242. And that is now 83 billion on the carrier and a couple of billion of pocket change spending money. Capacity allocation 4. Okay, I wonder, what do I even have? That is 4 allocated. Is there 2 here? Occupy escape pod? Why do I have 2 occupy escape pods? Mystery. And 2 Fargoid sensors. Oh, those were stolen. Oh, those are classed as stolen, that's why. And then somehow tritium, I have 110 stolen tritium. I don't know why, who I stole it from, but yeah, I remember. Like, that was quite the campaign in Alamar. Kind of curious if they updated also the prices of like the carriers liveries. Like, I don't know. Was this always 5,000 arcs, or these were always very expensive? Like these are also kind of like 5,000 arcs. Like kind of that sounds like wasn't necessarily updated. Maybe it was.
It is good to see you, Commander.
They should let you use the Titan decals on your carrier. No, that would be cool. But nope. I think this has always been the same. I mean, this was always 16,000 or so. Like arcs as a layout change. I don't think we have a uniform for carriers, do we? Like, I also don't know what would we make it. Would we make it gray or black? Is there even such a thing? Fleet carrier livery. Like, what would be the uniform if we had one? This black and red? Ugh, not sure. Tactical cobalt. Tactical graphite. Yeah, we have tactical graphite. This would be the uniform if we had uniform for carrier, which is a good question. Should we have uniforms for carriers? Huh. It's a good question to raise. Xenostrike Force has a uniform for all of its ships, which uses tactical graphite as the default go-to. It's like, it's actually not bad. Like black carrier. I wish they made like a midnight black or a void black version of this carrier, but unlikely. Folks, with that and with the carrier on the way back to our front lines, I think we can call it a night. Appreciate you guys tagging along to jump around, finish scooping up materials at the graveyard, finish kind of like doing other kind of administrative stuff and turning in missions and the like. And we'll see you around soon for another stream. I think now I can restock power. Yes. So glory to mankind. And Commander Mechan over and out.